I am back on the topic which I like most, that is IT space. IT space I like because, first of all, I work in IT space. I work in technical capacity in the senior role in the IT industry, and because I'm very passionate about the company's overall direction. So whether it is their performance in terms of profit, their revenues, top line, bottom line. So I like to analyze these companies in detail all the time, and I do it twice every quarter or more, maybe going forward. Whenever I have some interesting data points, I will do that, I'm pretty sure. If I can show you my channel so far, out of 20 or 21 odd videos in last 1 month I have created, there are 9 videos in this playlist called Information Technology, which cover the areas which are related to information technology. They are they are related to jobs, they are related to their profits, investments, stocks, they are related to jobs, opportunities, what are the risks for common employees there, what should they expect when they join these companies as a fresher, as an experienced people, or some of the um comparative study, analysis. For example, TCS versus Accenture. I am going to come up with few more comparative analysis. One is TCS versus Infosys, that is I am working on. Then I did a stock analysis of Infosys from investor perspective, and then I did for college pass outs, like which company they should join and what should they look for. Then I covered some of the core skills for job aspirants, um, some of the people who are finding it difficult to survive in jobs, how should they handle that. Very interesting is both investment category and the employee category, they somehow are common here. Most of the time, many people who are working in these IT sector or IT companies, whether they are millennials, whether they are experienced, they are directly invested into these companies in the stock market. So I'm pretty sure when I talk about the stock market, the employees can relate to that, and when I talk about the employee side, this investor can relate to the employee side. So I would like to be part of this journey where we all can learn from each other. I, being part of this industry for about 15 years now and into a senior position in IT space itself, can bring a lot of insights about how the industry is doing and what direction the industry is taking in the future. So stay connected, we will cover a lot of distance together, and probably we'll share some very good insights for all of you. Okay, so let's come back to our topic today. And as I said, I can't leave this space for long because I keep finding a lot of interesting data points which I have to explain. And today I got some of the data points which are very relevant in the first week, or yes, in the first week of April, that is on 1st of April, and it is not April Fool for just to disclose that. So the analysis is real. Whatever findings are there, they are based on hardcore data. So let's come back to the hardcore data. Some of the data points we have are from, the first one is from Accenture. So Accenture on 18th of March posted its second quarter FY21 results. So Accenture's second quarter, or the new financial year, starts somewhere in September, I think, of every year. Now they have just completed their second quarter results. We will see their third quarter, while in India TCS is going to come up with its fourth quarter number, FY21. So that's you should have fair You should be very clear of that. Okay, so what were there in Accenture result for, let's say, TCS? Accenture in its results posted about 12.1 billion of revenues. This was very high and this was above expectation, and street was not expecting, or market was not expecting this kind of performance, and market was expecting in this range, that is 11.83 billion, so about 200 million more they posted. And another data point is their booking numbers, their new order book, which is 13% higher. So the new order book is $16 billion, and it is an increase of 13% year on year. Okay, the next thing they gave us is the next quarter, the next year, the third quarter guidance. They predicted it is going to be higher than the second quarter. That means they are expecting very good quarter going forward. Okay, so these were a couple of points we had seen from Accenture results, and in last 2 quarters, Accenture has raised their revenue guidance from 2 to 3% last year 2020, let's say Q3 to this Q3 21, which will be in the next quarter. They have raised it to about 7 or 8% from 2.5%. So please remember, and this is coming from a huge revenue, top line revenues. They post about 12 billion in quarterly revenues now, so it's a huge number. They are the biggest market, they are the biggest company by revenue in the IT space. The second best is TCS. I spoke about these all points in my other videos, so I will post the link in the description if you want to see how TCS and Accenture are fighting this battle, and where TCS is really hitting Accenture very hard. Please do check that. I will post that in the link down there. Okay, so the next data point I have is from TCS itself, and let me just pull in that data. TCS in its Q3 results, which were published in January, so I'm just giving you a refresher so that you get a context out here. The first thing they said was they are expecting a double-digit growth, and please remember, they are the only company which posts a double-digit number at a fairly high revenue, which is about 16 billion yearly. No, I think 24 billion yearly. Okay, 44 billion yearly is right now Accenture results, Accenture revenues, while TCS is doing about 24 billion. So at that rate they are growing 10%. At that base they are growing 10%, very big number. So that's a big point, data point there. The second data point they have told us is, or this they have shared with us in their Q3 result, is operating margin. As I said, the TCS is again posting the highest operating margin, which is about 26.6%. And if you look at Infosys number, Infosys reached about 25% in the last quarter, in the same quarter, and Accenture is quite low in that sense, 14-15%. Okay, and that there are reasons for that. It's not that company is doing that badly. You can check that in that video I referred to you earlier. Okay, and we will see if there is some difference in these operating margin numbers for TCS in the coming, I think, 10 days. They will post their results, or 10-12 days. Okay, that's about TCS numbers broadly, because these are the numbers which matter. They are going to post double digit number. They are coming up with operating margin. What else? And do remember, these companies always give you very good dividend also, yearly or quarterly. So if you look at quarter on quarter growth, they have posted a very good growth in Q2 versus Q3. A similar number is expected in Q4 also. Yes, so I was talking about TCS margin picture, how it looks like. They they came down about 23.6% in Q1 FY21. That was April to June quarter. We all know why, because of the corona crisis. Now look at this rise from there. Great. I am very absolutely fascinated with this rise. Now some of the growth is led by BFSI. Please remember, BFSI is the biggest segment they service all these companies, whether it is TCS, Infosys, Wipro, and many more such names. So they that contribute use. BFSI is banking, financial services, and then manufacturing has come back with a bang. Communication and media tech, this is fairly doing well fairly, and these are some of the sectors. So that was another data point we need to look for. Now some of the other anecdotal data points we have, and I'll tell you about those points now. TCS offered second hike in just about 6 months to its employees. Let me pull in that data. So they have about 4.7 lakh employee on roll, and they are going to offer second hike, salary hike in 6 months. So any company which is absolutely doing crazy business would do this. So please mark my words, they are going to surprise the market big time. Okay. Now what is an interesting thing is, in the second rollout the employees will get an increment of about 12 to 14% average increment. And if you are in IT, or if you know anybody working in IT, this 12 to 14% is never heard before kind of figure. The normal hike these companies, TCS or these other companies, pay to their employees is about roughly 6-7% at best. Sometimes they offer 8-10% to the best of the best people. So they are offering average 12 to 14% hike to their employees. Very big number. Do you still have some doubts? I will clear all your doubts today. Now let us look at another data point, which is variable pay. And TCS is paying its employees full variable pay, 100% variable pay for employees, and that is after Q3 results. So please remember, Q3 results, they always know what's coming in Q4. Okay, so based on what's their stand in Q3, for Q4 they had already decided these to pay 100% variable pay to their employees. Now let's see, they are going to pay 12 to 14% to their permanent employees, 4.7 lakh employees, which is going to be a permanent cost. Okay, permanent raise. On top of that, they are already paying 100% variable to pay to these employees. Okay, so good time to be in TCS. And what else? One other data point I can give you from Happiest Mind interview. Happiest Minds, if you know, is again a digital services engineering company, they call it. So in their interview to Economics Times, Venkatraman Narayanan and Joseph Anantaraju, MD and CFO and MD and CEO, Executive Vice President, Chairman and CEO, both said, and what they said, let me just show you, and that gives us a glimpse of what's coming in this quarter for IT companies right here. Okay, in some of the industry verticals like edutech, high tech, media, they saw an increase in demand and budgets opening up, which bodes well for Q4. Okay, once we came back from the holiday, that was in January, when they came back somewhere in the second half of January, yes, they saw a big increase in the number of projects getting green lighted and spends opening up in few additional industries like manufacturing, logistics, industrial energy, and especially in these renewable space. So this also tells you about how the demand has really gone shot up big time in these IT companies. I hope now you will not have any more doubt. But now, as I said, there are few points which we have already seen and we have already talked about. We have to see average margin. Can they really go above 27 now? Because 26.6 they have already reached. Large deal wins. How many large customers they have been able to onboard in this quarter? That is one area, because Accenture has already given us 16 billion target. Okay, TCS does not give it. I think TCS, I am not sure if they give it, but they also give the large deal wins about 100 million or and 50 million category. They tell you about their confidence in their number. And the growth guidance they have already said, they are very clear about 2022. Digital revenue share they don't post nowadays. About 1 or 2 years ago they have categorically said that they will not post digital revenue separately, but digital revenue is really contributing big in their numbers, I know that. And attrition rate, we all know, 11 and 12%, and especially after giving these kinds of hikes, do you really think anybody would like to change the company? I don't think so. Okay, so now there is a rider here, there is a catch. Okay, most of these data points market has already discounted now. Okay, if there is a big surprise, market can really reward. But if there are, let's say, not that surprise is not that big, but it's just meeting that, market will not give you a big run up. Especially we have seen over last 10-15 days market has turned really volatile, and we cannot say the upper limit looks like to be a 15,000 figure, looks like of an upper limit for Nifty. And there has to be something special to breach that target, upward target. So with that, I will stop, and as I said, we will track this stock when they post this result, and we will come back with detailed analysis on these numbers. And for all other topics, whether they are career, whether job skills, anybody is not satisfied or find themselves in a tough spot in any of these companies, all of it, not these TCS in Accenture, but any of them, please do share with me. I will try to answer, come up with detailed videos and discuss some of your ideas if you share them. So let's stop, and I am always looking forward to your comments, and please do not forget to subscribe, okay, and hit the bell icon. So stay connected, take care, and have a good night.